Yo, still Bills, man. What's the deal, man? I just dropped the homie off, man. My man, he used to spar. He used to spar at, Bud and Stone Cold Nelson at B&B, man. His ass should be pro. Motherfucker. But I just dropped him off. We just left the fight party at Coach Hardjaw's little establishment, man. But we got to get into this, man. First off, I want to say I was all the way wrong. Good stoppage. Good win on Errol Spence's behalf. He just completely outworked Ugas. Completely outworked him, man. There's not even really much to break down, man. The first round, fill out round, they felt each other out. I think Ugas, edged the round. Spence comes back the second round. He goes to work. Ugas tries to steal. That's what he was doing, man. He was on some Manny Pacquiao shit, trying to steal the last 30 seconds of the round and shit. It's like, bro, we can't just. But the thing is, when he would go and when he would steal the rounds, he would land the more convincing shots. He would land the big, he would land the harder and more thudding body shots. He'd land the sharper jabs. He'd land the cleaner work, but he was just getting outworked. He was getting outworked. I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? Like, what is you doing right now, man? What is you doing? But the biggest takeaway, and I just got done having this conversation with my man. Round 6, he knocked Spence's mouthpiece out of his mouth and banged him and does not go in for the kill. Now the whole thing is, oh man, if you ain't trained in that, if you ain't a finisher, then if you don't work on that shit in the gym, you're not gonna work on that in the, you know what I'm saying, on fight night. I understand that, but just on fighter instinct alone. On fighter instinct alone. You consider everything you got going on. You're in Texas. You damn sure can't win on the scorecards. You're not getting no rounds on the scorecard. You're not getting no rounds on the scorecard. With the way you was getting outworked. Even with you landing the cleaner and more effective punches in a round, you was getting outworked. And the fact of the matter is, they're gonna see Spence's work rate completely double and triple yours. He's getting that round. So you take all that into consideration and you knock this man's mouthpiece out of his mouth and damn near drop him. You don't do nothing. You just he may as well just pulled up a chair and just sat in the ring and just looked at him. Even if you don't go to work and you just throw, flurry and you just open up with wild combinations. Even if you want to be a lot more calculated in how you get rid of somebody. You want to be methodical in how you finish this man off, even though he's real vulnerable right in this moment. There's certain ways you can do that. You can apply pressure without looking to just go in there and just bulldoze a motherfucker and just. You can feint. You can change levels and give him head movements. You can do that. You can fence with the jab. You can just keep his wheels spinning because that drains you physically as well. It's not just mental at that point. That drains you physically. When you don't know where the shot is coming from, you're bracing for everything. You're tightening up your muscle. That depletes your energy. You don't do none of that. You allow this man to get all the way back into the fight in that round in itself. That is weird. That is weird. When you're getting beat up late in the fight, you land a significant body shot and it backs Spence up, and you don't step to him. Man, I don't want to be that nigga, because if I have to turn into that nigga, I have to discredit Spence for this win. And I don't want to do that, because I think this was a real good win for Spence. Because I didn't expect either one of them to stop the other. Didn't expect it. And so for Spence to get the stoppage, salute to him on that. And he did what he called out Bud. Dope. Now let's see if he makes it happen instead of going and fighting Stanionis or Jerron Boots Ennis or Clayton, the winner of those two. Hopefully he's a man of his word, because all of those are in-house fights and easier fights to make. But that looks fishy. That is a serious head scratcher right there. You do nothing. You allow this man back. You're just eating uppercuts, eating right hooks. You're eating everything, bro. You're eating everything. And you land a body shot and you let him off the hook. You damn near knocked him out the ring and you let him off the hook. That, if that right there is, that is the most, that's more visual. Oh, yo. That particular situation right there is far more vibrant than Spence getting a stoppage victory. Because that is like, what are you doing? You just gonna sit there and just look at him. You're just gonna sit there and pose for the frame. Pull up a lawn chair. You just gonna do that. No. That, man, listen, nah. I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know what I want to say. I honestly don't. I would be lying if I said I had all the answers, because I don't. But I can't. I can't for the life of me. I cannot for the life of me explain that. I can't explain that. People, I've already seen people saying that, you know, Ugas threw the fight because they want the big fight with him and Bud. I'm not gonna be the one to say that, but I'm damn sure looking at it like, yo, that looks funny. If all of you niggas who, if you had no issue with screaming conspiracy as it pertained to Wilder and Fury, there's no way in hell that you can't look at this fight and say, yo, that looks weird. I'm not gonna be that nigga, but I'm gonna be that nigga to say, man, that shit was goofy. Me and the bro was having this out for the, like, no. There's nobody who can convince me that that isn't a glare. That particular situation is just glaring. More glaring than Spence winning the fight by stoppage. More glaring than him closing that man's eye. It looks funny. It looks funny. You can't get out of explaining that. You cannot get out of explaining that. Maybe he said, oh, well, you know, I hit you while you wasn't looking, while you was trying to look for your mouthpiece. All right, let you get your bearings back. You can say that. And if, you know what, I'll even jump out the window and say it very much so could be that. It could be that. It could be that he said, all right, man, nah, I'm going to let you get your shit back. I'm going to let you get your shit together. You dig? I'm going to let you get your shit together. It could be that. But if it was that, that was the dumbest mistake you could have ever made in your life. If it was that. Because now look what it cost you. Now you go to the back of the line. Now to even get back in title contention, you got to deal with the likes of a Butayev. And you're not beating a Butayev for what I saw. Nah. You're not doing that. You're not beating Butayev. So who else are you gonna fight? You can fight Danny Garcia. That'll be a cool fight. Both coming off losses to the same individual. That'll be a dope fight. But look at what that particular situation cost you, if that is the reason for you not going on the attack. Dude went inactive for 2.5 minutes out of the round. 2.5 minutes and will work the last 30 seconds. Manny Pacquiao can get away with doing that. Why? Because the in and out movement. He's landing little jabs here and there. Even if he's allowing you to work, he's catching the shots on the glove. And he's so, the inactivity is so, you know, it's so far in between the two of y'all that he can work off of the last 30 seconds and have success. You can't find him. You're missing big. Nothing is landing. If you do enter an exchange, he bangs his fist up against your head and he comes back and he answers the exchange. And then steals the last 30 seconds of the round. Man, this nigga would just sit there and just I'm really baffled right now, bro. Like this, this is a head scratcher. This is a serious head scratcher. All you niggas that saying Fedor cheated, all of you niggas that said Wilder was robbed, there's no way y'all can look at this and not say the same. Y'all can't cry conspiracy. Y'all can't help but cry conspiracy off of this shit. If y'all was duped by the Wilder and Fury debacle, if y'all was duped by the Sebastian Fedor and the Erickson Lubin fight last week, there's no way you can sit here and say that this wasn't a head scratcher. There's no way. No way in hell. Because that is like, bro, he went inactive for 2.5 minutes. You land a clean body shot downstairs and you don't go on the attack. You have this man vulnerable and is about to fall out of the ring and you do nothing. Bro, like, wow. I'm flabbergasted by this. I'm legit flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. I gotta go on Facebook and deal with all these motherfucking Spence fanatics. I gotta go on here and deal with them. Being wrong sucks. Cause everybody wanna, I was hoping Spence lose just because of that. But I did wanna, just so I can tell his fanboys to shut the fuck up. But I do want to see him in Bud. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I gotta go on Facebook and deal with all these niggas. But that right there, if that wasn't skeptical, then I need to know what your definition of skepticism is. Because I don't think anybody in their right mind can logically explain what happened in the 6th round. The 6th round more so than anything, more so than the later rounds when he would land a couple of body shots to the body and would just not go on the attack. That's a lot easier to explain because Anthony Joshua did that to Usyk. That's a lot easier to explain. But in his situation, he's a good body puncher, so why wouldn't you keep doing that? It doesn't add up. Could it have been the inactivity of Spence that was bothering him? Absolutely, it could have been that. Most definitely could have been that. It most definitely could have been that. But when he started punching in between Spence's combinations or catching him at the end of Spence's combinations or catching him back in straight up, keep on keeping on. But still, you can say his inactivity is what hindered him from doing all that. All right, cool. You can have that. I won't argue against that. But how do you argue him hurting Spence in the 6th round, knocking his mouthpiece out of his mouth and damn near dropping him, and you don't do nothing to capitalize on it when that man is in a vulnerable state? Me personally, that's my fight. I'm not gonna front. That's my fighting style. I'll start pressing forward. I do, but I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional boxer. I can't go 12 rounds. So my level of conditioning is night and day in comparisons to Ugas. I throw on the high guard. I get in the peekaboo stance, and I press forward. I do. I don't drop my hands in the Philly. My hands are straight up peekaboo style, Mike Tyson style, because he's the GOAT to me. But me and Ugas are two completely different individuals, because he does this for a living. I don't. So I get what it's like to just, all right, cool. Even if he's beating me, I'll just keep pressing forward, keep pressing forward, keep pressing forward, keep pressing forward. I get that, because that's how I fight. Even if I'm getting beat up, I just keep pressing forward. The least I can do is maybe mentally break him or find something, find a kink in his armor that I can exploit. But he did not. If I clip somebody to the body and I hurt him, I'm going forward in situations like that. But maybe you know, whatever with that. But you know, maybe his energy reserves was spent. He was a lot more fatigued than we thought. He was a lot more hurt. Spence's activity was giving him a headache. All right, cool, whatever the fuck ever. How do you explain the 6th round though? That is the most daunting thing of this fight. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? How do you explain that? This was not the Ugas that I expected to see. He countered good early on. He countered to the body early on. He countered up top early on. But as the fight went on, in particular that 6th round, when he knocked that man's mouthpiece out, when he had him the most vulnerable, that's when he broke. Was it a mental meltdown? Did he just mentally break? Because that was funny style. I need answers. I need answers. Legitimate ones. I'll listen to the press conferences tomorrow and shit, you know, the post-fight interviews and all that, but I'm going in the house and going to sleep. I'm gonna be on Facebook for the next 2 hours. I gotta wrap my mind around this shit because I'm baffled, man. Deuces.